Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Suyin and today I am super excited because I have teamed up with Queenie from the YouTube channel Invest with Queenie. So if you have not seen her content, head on over to her channel after this video to check out her videos that she makes about how to make money and how to save money. And yeah, we also created a video specifically for her channel, so do check it out. Today, the video is going to be about the things that we can buy that can make us money, and I am super passionate about this video because we are often buying things, very often buying things that we just use to accumulate, and why not purchase some of the things that can actually make us money. So here we are sharing with you what we have personally done that have made us money through purchasing them. So let's get into the video. Okay, so the first thing that I would recommend buying is books, and a very good friend of mine has actually told me this. Anything that we wanted to learn is written in a book somewhere, and it is our job to find them. For me personally, these 3 books that I am going to mention have made me money, and they have made me money in very different ways. For the first one, I am talking about The Barefoot Investor by Scott Pape, and what he taught me is a money management system or great money habits, and from there I have been able to save a lot of money to invest, and from those investments I have made money. The second book is How to Win Friends and Influence People, and this has really contributed to my career in the sense that I have learned how to work better with people and how to network and how to motivate people, and it has really helped in my career advancement and also the increase in my income over time. The third book that I highly recommend if you are interested in content creation is Crush It by Gary Vaynerchuk, and I attribute me starting my YouTube channel to this book because it was what made me pen down the 50 topics that I was interested in talking about on my YouTube channel. And yeah, from the book I borrowed courage to actually get going, and as you know, I have recently monetized my YouTube channel and it has made me some money, and yeah, it's through books that I have been able to do so. So do check out purchasing certain books that are able to contribute to your wealth as well. I will pass it over to Queenie to give us the
Thank
second
you
purchase.
so much for having me on the channel, Suyin. It's really awesome to be here and to talk to your amazing subscribers. So now let's get into the second thing that you can buy which can actually make you money, and that is an accountant. For me, I'm a very frugal person and I don't like spending money on anything which I think that I can do myself. And taxes was no exception to this. I thought that by doing my own taxes, I was saving money. But what I've realized is I was actually doing the opposite. And now that I do have a tax accountant, I have no idea why I didn't get one before. By having a tax accountant, not only am I saving time by not having to do my taxes myself, but I've also made a lot of extra money because my accountant knows the ins and outs of the Australian tax law a lot more than I do. And I've also saved and also made a lot of money in the long term by having an accountant because he's been able to give me some really valuable tax advice on how I can structure my taxes in order to make the most of my income. Not only has my tax accountant actually paid for himself in the tax return that I receive each year, but I've also made money on top of that. So if you don't already have a tax accountant, I do recommend looking into one. And the expense of having an accountant is also tax deductible in the next financial year. And since tax accountants literally live and breathe tax, they would be able to give you an even better tax return than you would be able to get by doing it yourself. So with that said, I'll throw it back to you, Suyin.
Thanks, Queenie. That is a very cool recommendation. I personally have not used an accountant to make myself more money yet, but I think this is something that I would like to explore, especially when it comes to expensing out certain things that can be tax deductible. Okay, so I'm gonna bring you the third purchase that I would make to make me money, and for me, it is courses. And I am no stranger to courses because in my previous job as a teacher, I had the privilege of attending a couple of trainings that were organized by the school, and some of them were paid for by the school and some of them were paid for out of my own pocket. And the trainings that have really stood out to me were about business, speaking, and personal development. So a course is designed to enable us to shortcut the learnings, and we pay a price for that, something that is able to pull us in the right direction and to focus on the things that are important. For me, learning how to invest in companies has really shortcut my learning. And yes, I could have learned them from books, but it would have taken me a longer period of time to actually sift through the books and the relevant information, the relevant strategies that I wanted to utilize. All of that takes time, and I was very happy to pay the price in order to learn how to invest in the stock market through a course. So there are heaps of courses out there, and I guess when it boils down to it, check out reviews, learn from people who have already attended the course to get a sense whether it is value for money, and it's one of the ways that we can make money through a course. If you are finding value from this video, remember to hit the like button and hit the subscribe button if you haven't subscribed to this channel. I post videos every single week, and I hope it's able to help somebody out there, and it really makes me happy to be able to do my part and contribute back to society by sharing some of the lessons and experiences that I've learned along the way on my financial journey. So thank you so much. Okay, Queenie, what is the next purchase that we can make that can make us some money?
And the fourth thing that you can buy which can actually make you money are ETFs and stocks. If you have all of your money in a savings account, at best you could get from 1% to 2% interest per year. But our money is worth 2% less each year with inflation. Therefore, if you're leaving all of your money in a savings account, essentially your money is worth less over time because of inflation, and it's losing its buying power. Whereas the stock market has given investors from 5 to 10% returns year on year over a long period of time. These returns can really compound over time. So the earlier that you start investing, the more money you'll have by the time that you retire. And that's why it's so important to start investing as early as you can. And ETFs can be a safer option when it does come to investing. Of course, with any type of investment, there is always risk involved. However, ETFs have been a proven safer option when it does come to investing because it diversifies your investments into a range of different stocks. And it's also the option that Warren Buffett himself, the most renowned investor in the world, recommends to beginner investors and retail investors overall. So now I'll throw it back to you, Suyin.
Alright, that is a super great recommendation of something to purchase. If you are not interested in stocks or ETFs, do check out an asset class that makes sense to you and your personality and your risk preferences, as we all need some way or other to build our wealth. Okay, so I will bring you the fifth purchase that we can make that makes us money, and for me it is about investing in a good piece of technology, and for me it is my iPhone 7 and my MacBook Pro. I purchased these two items way before I ever started thinking about making YouTube videos, and these two items have been super helpful in the sense that I could just start filming the videos I wanted to using the camera on my iPhone, and I actually did that for the first 30 or so videos, and to get that thing going without needing professional equipment. And you know, having the MacBook was really helpful because they had already had an inbuilt software of iMovie that I utilized to edit those first how many videos or so. Also, in my work life, in my day job as being a salesperson, it makes it so much easier to use my phone and my laptop because of the ease of using it. Interface for Apple is definitely very straightforward, very easy to use, and I guess when we enjoy our pieces of technology, there is less resistance in using them and using them to our advantage to make money from them. So yeah, let's hear from Queenie. She has a very interesting tip on how we can use our homes to make us money.
So the sixth thing that you can buy which can actually end up making you money is buying your own home. I personally have bought this apartment here in Sydney, Australia, and I do see this as an investment in my future because even though I am spending about the same amount of money that I was spending in rent when I lived in an apartment, I'm actually using this money towards my mortgage. And one day when I sell this apartment, I'll be able to recoup that investment and hopefully make some capital gains on it as well. Unlike with rent, because when you pay your rent, you're never really going to see that money back. And the great thing about investing in real estate and getting a mortgage is you're essentially leveraging your money. So let's just say you have $100,000 or 100,000 ringgit to invest. You're essentially getting $500,000 worth of property or 500,000 ringgit worth of property. And because you're getting $500,000 worth, this can really compound over time. And the returns that you can make on 500 ringgit versus 1,000 ringgit is a lot more over the long term. Plus, the interest rates are really low nowadays, so you'll also be able to borrow this money at a really decent price. So if you don't already own your own home, I do recommend setting this goal. I know that when I first started my personal finance journey, I always had that goal of owning my own home, but it honestly felt impossible to me at the time. So if it feels like that for you as well, I promise you it's not. And if you do have that goal, I'm sure that you'll get there in the future. I'll throw it back to you, Suyin.
We have come to the seventh item that we can purchase, and for me, it's a subscription. And when we think about subscriptions, we think about Netflix and Spotify, and even through Spotify, we can definitely find ways to make money through creating music or even podcasting, which is super interesting as well. A subscription that I would invest money in is my stock data platform subscription of Equities Tracker, and what it enables me to have is access to CEOs when they bring them over for club meetings where we can ask them questions directly. It also has enabled me to use their portfolio manager program software where I don't need to use an Excel sheet to track my stock portfolio. I also subscribe to Audible, which enables me to listen to ebooks very quickly on the drive, and also Barron's, giving me access to information that is not exactly available to every single person. So subscriptions actually help us gain better access to information or to contacts, to networks, and it is something that is enabling us to make more money if we invest some of our money by signing up. Okay, back to you, Queenie.
And the eighth thing that you can buy which can actually make you money is renting out something that you already have. For example, I wasn't using the lock-up garage that I have in my apartment, so I rented it out to somebody for $50 per week. And I also bought this giant Jenga set which I wasn't really using, and I rented it out on Gumtree, and I was able to actually make a bit of money by renting it out to people. So there might be some things that you already own around your house that you're not really using all the time that you can actually start renting out to people to make a bit of money from it. For example, perhaps you have a power drill that you don't really need all the time. You could always rent that out online to somebody and make some income from it. Thank you so much for having me on the channel, Suyin. That is my final tip, and I'll throw it back to you to give the final tip for this video.
Thanks, Queenie, you're super sweet. I really like that tip of renting something out, and I will personally look around the house to see what I have that can be rented out and give this tip a go. So the ninth and final tip that I have for you to purchase to make you money is actually buying someone a meal or buying someone a drink. And what we are effectively doing here is leveraging off of this person's time and knowledge. So I've only learned this tip in the last 4 years or so as being a salesperson or an ex-high school teacher. This has really opened up a lot of doors when I spent time with people who I wanted to learn from. And especially when it comes to spending time with people who are doing the things that we want to do. So let's say you want to build a business. Why not spend time with someone who has built a successful business, and you can learn from this person's lessons and leverage off of the stories and the experience that he or she is going to share with you. And If you're anything like me, it is nerve-wracking asking someone out. It's okay. The worst case scenario, they're gonna say no, and even if they do, we are no worse off than we were if we didn't ask them in the first place. And if you ask politely and enough people, someone will eventually say yes, and you will potentially learn a lot of things from the person, and that can earn you money when you take action and execute on those lessons. We have come to the end of the video. I really hope that you have enjoyed this collaboration with me and Queenie. Remember to hit the like button and comment down below what are some of the things that you think that you would purchase that have made you money or that can make you money. We would love to hear from you. And again, remember to head on over to Queenie's channel to check out the video that we did for her channel talking about our best money saving tips. And I really like that video, so do check it out and head over to her channel to share some love with her as well. So I will see you in the next one. Bye!